Hello, everybody. I'm here to show you guys how the new combat system works in the upcoming game Field Commander Patton. I'm joined here by Ben Smith, and we're going to show you guys how these units interact with each other, new battle plans, and new concepts added to the Field Commander system.
All right. So, to start this battle off, I want to introduce you to some of the stats that we have in this game. First off, we have unit values, which is really important to battles. Here, it's in the upper right. This tank is worth a value of 6, and this mechanized is worth a value of 4. And then underneath, these are all of the different hit chances a unit has. They go infantry, mechanized, then armor. So if this were to attack, this 6 would be targeting these infantry, this 5 would be this mechanized, and this 7 would be against the armor. But before we actually begin the battle, we need to address some battle plans. So this battle, my units are attacking their units, so normally I would go first, but the Germans have the ambush battle plan, so that means they get to go first. They also have a start of battle artillery, which I will roll for, and on a 6+, they will inflict a random wound on one of my units, which they do not. Then I have a disrupt to use, and that should be all the battle plans at the beginning. I take away 2 of their supplies, meaning that they'll be more strategically hindered throughout the rest of the campaign. All right, with those battle plans dealt with, it is over to them. They activate their highest unit first, so starting with this armor here. Then they target the best chance to hit unit, which is this 5 right here, meaning that they'll target these infantry. Then they target an infantry in active. All of my infantry are in active, but say this unit was enacted, then he would go after this 80th infantry. And if since he has to choose between these two, he'll target the highest one. So rolling against this 5th infantry on a 5, he misses.
Unfortunate. Also, if he rolls a 5 or 6, he will inflict 1 wound against this infantry, knocking it into its reduced stats. If he rolled a 7 or higher, he would inflict 2 wounds against the infantry, killing it outright.
Mhm. He also has this tactics battle plan, and since he missed this first attack with this armor, he gets to re-roll the attack, rolling a 5, meaning he does wound my infantry. After his attack is finished, he moves to the acted area. Now it's over to my turn, and I get to act. This is a departure from other Field Commander games. Instead of having my highest unit activate against their lowest unit, I get to decide which one of my units activate. Any of them, I get to pick. And I get to pick who they target. So if I want to target someone with a little bit less chance to hit, then I can take that risk if I think it'll be more valuable.
And it
For
sounds
example
like,
here,
oh, I was going to mention
yeah.
735th armor. You kind of have an
Hmm.
interesting dilemma with him because this is an anti-armor battalion. This
Hmm.
4-7 is great, but this tank has already acted, so you could damage or even kill this tank, but these guys that are active will still shoot at you, or you use a worse chance to hit, but you may be able to wound one of them, reducing their stats before they get to act. So you get a lot of decisions right here.
Another thing I'm looking at is I would only want to activate this armor if he was under threat of an attack later on. I know that this 17th SS mech is going to activate next since it's the next highest value, and I'm looking at what it's going to target. And it's going to target my mechanized here, which means I should probably use this mech before it gets targeted and killed.
Ooh, good point.
So I'm going to use this 80th mech, and since this 5th infantry is wounded and probably not going to be that useful later, I'm going to use this spotter ability.
Ooh.
So I'm going to activate both of these units, move them down, and target this mech with my mech. on a 5 down to a 3 because of my bonuses.
Nice. I like the 5th Infantry kind of looking out for what's going on.
hmm So that is a wounded mech, meaning that it is much less likely to wound my mech, which he'll roll for now.
Ooh, he'll actually roll
Missing.
for this guy because as the unit got wounded,
Oh.
his value went down. A full strength SS mech is worth 5, a reduced strength is worth 3. So now that roll actually, this 1/10 activates because he's the next highest value. Once this
hmm
roll's activated, then it's random as to who activates next if they're both equal.
So this 110th infantry rolled a 5. He's targeting my mechanized since that is the easiest to hit. There are no active mechs for him to target, so he'll target the acted mech. And with a 5 roll, he does wound my mech.
Ooh, your mech's lost basically any anti-armor capability, but he still has some anti-infantry, anti-mech for future battles.
Mhm. All right. Now I have to decide which one of these I'm going to activate, and I think I'm going to activate my infantry here.
Ooh, are you looking to take out his SS mech?
I am, because SS mechs are normally a little scarier than regular units, and it's the best chance I have. Ooh, a 7's not quite enough, though. So now, let's just say the mech gets to go. You'd roll a die to see which one would randomly go. And he's hitting my mechanized here on a 7.
Oof, close.
Missing. Close indeed. All right. It is back to me.
Yep, you want
I'm
to
going
shoot at the tank who's already gone or the
absolutely.
infantry. Uh,
Definitely the armor because
good choice.
no reason to really target this infantry. This armor is, well, I'm not going to be able to kill everybody this battle, so I'd rather soften up this scary armor for the next time I engage these units.
Yeah, good point.
Okay. Now the 861st Infantry goes, targeting my mechanized, since it's the best chance to hit.
And with 6 plus, he'll kill it. Ooh,
Ooh.
a 2 just barely. Okay.
So, with this battle complete, the results are I have 2 wounded guys, and they have 2 wounded guys as well. But I've wounded one of their armor, where they have only wounded one of my infantry. So I think I came out a little bit on top, and I got to make a lot of decisions along the way.
Yeah, I would agree. You have some short-term decisions of die roll management within this battle alone, of when you activate him, if he's in, risk of being hurt, his stats being reduced, whatever. And then you also have the long-term decisions of these guys are going to cost supplies to refit, and that's going to cost you down the line. Is it better to spend those supplies on battle plans, refitting units, reinforcing, resupplying new units? So, yeah, overall, though, I agree. I do think that you came out a little bit better than they did.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us for this look at the battle. Next, we'll go over some other aspects new to the Field Commander series.